Hello everybody! In the next series of experiments, we are gonna make a buffered solution. To be specific, the acetate buffered solution. And the acetate buffer is made by mixing acetic acid with sodium acetate. And all the experiments will be carried out at home during the quarantine stay. Hello everybody! This is our first experiment. In this experiment, we are going to determine a reaction whether it is an endothermic reaction or an exothermic reaction. In order to carry out this experiment, we need a timer, which is my iPad this time, sodium bicarbonate, and vinegar, which is known as the acetic acid that can be bought in almost any grocery store in the world, a thermometer, a beaker, and a very large container. So before we carry out any steps, it is always worth to remember to wear simple protections, like a safety goggle and experiment glove. So the first step is to pour 100 milligrams of acetic acid into a beaker. So first, let's check the beaker if it's clean or not. Please always remember to clean your beaker and dry it out before any experiment or carried. Simply pour a 100 milliliters of acetic acid. So the second step is to put cold water into the large container and then place the beaker inside and make sure the water in the container is more than the acetic acid in the beaker. And the third step is to take 2 tablets of sodium bicarbonate and put it into the beaker. Immediately start your timer after you put tablet inside. So as you can see, there's a small bubbles are formed inside the solution, and that's carbon dioxide. The surface area of the tablet is relatively small, so it's gonna take a while for it to completely react with the acetic acid. And since there are no bubbles formed, we can turn off the timer and we can say the reaction is completed. And then we're gonna repeat our 1 to 3rd step. Simply pour a 100 milliliters of acetic acid and put it into a large container which have water in there. Use our thermometer to measure the temperature of the water and to see the thermometer until it's stable. We can see the water temperature is about 40 degrees. And then prepare your timer. Put 2 pills of sodium bicarbonate and start your timer immediately after the reaction starts. And in order to make the surrounding temperature stay at 40 degrees, we are going to add hot waters as the experiment carrying out. So we want to make as precise as we can. So the temperature of surrounding is about 39.7 at this time. That should be 40. And then we're gonna see how long this experiment gonna take. As we can see, there are no bubbles are formed, so we can stop our timer right now. So before I jump into the conclusion, I want to explain to you guys how this experiment actually works. There are many ways to determine a reaction, whether it is an endothermic or exothermic. For instance, we can simply by looking at the surrounding temperature. If the surrounding temperature increases, which is an exothermic reaction because the system releases energy into the surrounding. And if the surrounding temperature decreases, which means this is an endothermic reaction because the system absorbs energy from the surrounding. And there's another way which is I used in my experiment. We can simply by looking at the reaction rate. According to the Le Chatelier's principle, if the reaction is endothermic reaction, it would carry out much faster in a warmer surrounding. And if the reaction is exothermic reaction, it would carry out much faster in a cooler surrounding. So according to the experiment data, I can conclude that this is an endothermic reaction because it only takes 4 more minutes to complete the reaction in a warmer surrounding, but it took more than 10 minutes to completely react in a cooler temperature. So this is the experiment today. There are more experiments coming soon. Please click the link and subscribe it.